Well, I made a statement before that women are more intuitive than men. Let's clarify that. For the purpose of these videos, when I say the word woman or her or she, anything relating to female, I'm talking about female-brained people. Because not all women have a female brain and not all men have a male brain. When I say the word man or him or anything related to masculine, I'm talking about male-brained people. Now, the rough statistics, for every 5 people that you have, around 3 of those people will have the brain that matches their body. That if it's a female body, it'll have a female brain operating system. About 1 in 5 people have the opposite sex brain. So around 1 in 5 women have a brain that operates more in male terms. 1 in 5 men have a female brain, operates more in female terms. They behave differently. 1 in 5 is in a cross period in between, but 3 out of 5 are female brain, male brain. So when I use the word male or him or her or woman or man, we're talking about male brain or female brain people. Now, one of the things we know is that female brain people, we'll call them women for this exercise, are far more intuitive at reading body language signals than male brain people. This was done in the late 1970s by us in our original body language series, where we did a simple test called the crying baby test. We put together short clips of crying babies on one reel, and we showed them to men and women who had to look at these crying babies and decide, with the sound off, what did the baby want? In other words, could they read the emotions behind the body language that told them what the baby wanted? On average, women could pick up to 7 different emotions from that scene. The baby was hungry, tired, wanted its diaper changed, was in some sort of pain, had some sort of wind. The average man said it wants its mother. In other words, he solved the problem in the situation. He couldn't actually read the emotions of the baby. Now, it makes sense that women who are childbearers, that their brains would be wired for reading non-verbal behaviour. Now, women are still childbearers. Now, it makes sense that when a baby's born, that a woman could look at that baby that has no language and determine by its appearance, by its body language, is it hungry, frightened, tired, injured and in pain? Because if she couldn't do that, it's detrimental for survival. Now, that means that their brains would have evolved with the hardware and the software to look at not only babies but at other people and work out the emotions of those people. Evolving in groups, it was critical for women to be able to work out how is somebody else feeling, because that could affect your livelihood. That could affect how long you might be staying in that group and whether you might be attacked or killed by these other people. And women today in the 21st century still maintain that same software and hardware, and brain scans show this, to read other people. And this is the reason why most men can't lie to women who know them to their face. And we say to men, don't lie to women's face. Your chance of getting away with this are very reduced. Now, overall, women are 2 to 3 times better at reading non-verbal situations than men, or than male brain people. An experiment done recently at Harvard University on reading situations where men and women of various ages were shown scenes of people interacting, but they couldn't hear what they were saying, and they had to decide in each scene what was going on. Now, the results of that showed that women, on average, were 87% accurate in judging what was going on and how people were feeling about what was being discussed. Men, or male brain people, scored 42%, less than half as good as women. Now, brain scans show that the average female brain person, call her a woman, has between 14 to 16 centres in the brain for dealing with face-to-face communication, for working out the difference between words, tone of voice and body signals. The average male brain person, the average man, has 4 to 6 of these centres. So we can say overall that men are not as sensitive at reading people as women. Men are far better at hitting a moving bison at a distance than a woman, but not so good on sensitivity face-to-face. We decided to conduct an experiment, and we did this for one of our BBC television programs in England. That is, if men aren't that sensitive, in a situation in business where a man or a woman comes into a business, in this case a real estate agent, to ask for some information about local properties, and the person that they meet at the counter goes below the counter, and when they come back up with the information, it's a different person. Now, we wanted to know was, do men and women notice what happened? Did they notice it's another person? Did they notice any differences? Here's what happened. When women were put in the situation of another person appearing from behind the desk, 90% of women, that is 9 out of 10, recognised that's another person.